Cricket is where we begin. Although losing 6 of their last 7 T20 internationals, captain of the West Indies, Nicholas Pooran, says the team can still challenge for the World Cup title later this year, even as they look to avoid a series sweep against New Zealand at Sabina Park on Sunday.
The West Indies were outclassed on Friday in the second T20 international by a marauding and clinical New Zealand outfit by 90 runs at Sabina Park. The Kiwis pummeled the Windies bowling for 215 for 5 and then strangled the host with spin in their 125 for 9. Salvaging pride is at the top of the agenda for the Windies, who have now lost 6 consecutive matches against their opponents in T20s, and their captain Nicholas Pooran is still optimistic the team can turn things around.
Just using last year, for example, Australia won the World Cup, and series leading up into the World Cup, they obviously lost. They obviously lost in the Caribbean here as well and going to Bangladesh. So for us, we're trying to get it right. We don't know what's a perfect team yet. Obviously, you see it in our batting lineup. We're trying to get players in certain positions, obviously to play that role again. And it's a new group, so we need to get guys to understand their roles.
There was even an added advantage for the visitors, with the Windies only able to use 4 players outside the circle for the last over, after taking too long to bowl the overs.
I don't want to kill the players, but again, with one spinner is obviously difficult, and our squad we only have 2 spinners, and obviously we have rested Akil. He had a long summer for us. Azari and Akil, we rested them. They obviously needed rest. And with 16 guys, with 4 guys injured or 3 guys injured, then you have to rest guys. It's obviously difficult. People have to understand that we are human beings as well. And just as you finish your job and you go home and you lie down and sleep and you're tired for the next day, it's tough for us as well. So we need to manage our players as well.
For New Zealand's captain Kane Williamson, the message is simple.
Yeah, I suppose whoever you put out on the park, it's always about building as a side. It's never just the 11 that play. Obviously, the wider squad's really valuable. So, we'll have to sit down and have a look. But, as a side, the focus is always the bigger picture. And we know that T20 cricket's pretty fickle in its nature, but we want to keep improving and taking small steps forward as a team.
Winning their first T20 series in the region is a massive plus for the World Cup runners-up. But Glenn Phillips says there's a bigger vision for the squad.
Every game is one step forward to that World Cup and trying to get our boys in the right frame of mind and just to keep improving on our skills. All we can ask is that we're improving one game at a time, and the West Indies boys will be coming out hot as always, so it's not necessarily going to be a walk in the park at all. They're an extremely strong side, and as is shown with their big hitting ability, it could go either way.
The match bowls off at 1:30 p.m. Jerome Foster, TVJ Sports.